What do you see out there?
Zeugles. Strays by the looks of it. We unwittingly disturbed their territory on our way here, and now they're looking pretty riled up. So, feel like you're making headway? You know, sorting through things?
All I know is Shion needs our help. As for what happens after that...
Say, how did you get back down here from Lenegis, anyway?
I came down in a Renan starship. I have Naori to thank for that.
What happened to her? Did she come with you?
She stayed behind. Just as I wanted to get back to Dana and my people, Naori's place was with her fellow Renans, performing her duties as the Maiden. Neither of us asked for the power or roles we were given. I suppose we felt a kinship with each other in that sense. But even then...
Wait, so you mean it wasn't just Danans like you that Lenegis abducted? You're saying they forced Naori, one of their own, to serve against her will as well?
Even within Renan society itself, there exists a hierarchy. I don't think she was ever given the option to refuse. Despite that, she did everything she possibly could to serve her people. The very same ones I ended up slaughtering. And even after that, she still helped me escape back to Dana. She stayed behind on Lenegis to help any of her people who survived. I owe her more than words can express. A debt left to fester for what? 300 years? How do I even begin to make up for something like that?
In all honesty, you don't. You can't atone for what's happened in the past. I don't think anyone can. Be it several centuries ago, or just yesterday.
What are you saying? That I might as well give up?
I'm saying you don't have to be a white knight in shining armor. Back after my brother had passed away, it was you who told me that his dream lived on inside me. And you did the same for him, for Dohalim, when he was ready to give up too. You were there for both of us. You know what I heard? I heard you telling me to keep fighting, to strive no matter what.
Then I was out of line. I had no right to ask that of you.
No, you're wrong. Those words were exactly what I needed to hear at the time. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I wouldn't even be here had I not heard them. Left to my own devices, who knows when I would have been able to pick myself up. Besides, it's not like killing all those people was a choice that you made of your own free will, right? The truly terrible ones are the people who abducted you. The ones who forced you to wield that power. They're the ones you should be blaming. Not only that, but that guilt you feel inside, that's all the proof you need to know you're a good person, Alphen. Do you understand? If I'm still allowed to fight and keep on living, then damn it, Alphen, so the hell are you. But, if you're still not convinced, then ask yourself this. What is it that you've really been fighting for this whole time? Go on, ask yourself.
What I've been fighting for, huh?
You're certainly full of surprises, aren't you?
Trust me, it's not intentional.
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Though, there's still an awful lot I wish I could understand. Every new piece of information seems only to yield further mysteries. The truth feels just as elusive as when we first started. I am well aware of where you got your powers. But why, as a Danan, do you bear the same crest as the current Renan sovereign? More to the point, why choose a Danan for their sovereign in the first place? And then there is the Maiden, a figure so powerful, she's playing yin to the sovereign's yang in esoteric ceremonies. And yet, I've never even heard of her. Then again, this all occurred 300 years ago. What if the term sovereign doesn't even hold the same meaning as it did back then? Listen, I may be a traitor among my people, but I am still Renan, born and raised. I learned the same history, listened rapt to the same tales. And yet now I feel like there was little truth to any of it.
Speaking of which, There's something else that I remember from the spirit channeling ceremony. It used the Renis Alma.
You're certain?
Yes. Or at least that's what they called it. Only you would know if it was one and the same.
Oh, I have never laid eyes on the real artifact myself. And you never participated in a crown contest. You're not even Renin. Many mysteries lay buried in these 3 centuries past.
3 centuries is more than several lifetimes. Was I really out that long?
Well, I'm only estimating based on historical record. But all the facts would seem to point that way.
Who the hell am I?
If I may be frank, we have even bigger fish to fry than that. By comparison, the far more important question at hand is, just what does it all mean?
Frank, huh?
Sometimes, we need a little help in addressing the truth behind our pain. Not to compete over lives lost, but I suspect your count is still somewhat beneath mine.
Thanks for lending me an ear. And sorry for being a bother.
Please, no thanks are necessary. The quicker you get back on your feet, the sooner we can all get back out there.
All this time, I thought it was the worrying about Shion and the pain bringing you down. I didn't realize you were lonely too.
I guess all of us are. In one way or another.
Yeah, but you've only just found out. I mean, no, not found out. Remembered.
To tell you the truth, I was actually beginning to forget I'd even lost my memory in the first place. Now that it's returned, well, you can see what I'm like. It's strange. When I think about Lenegus, it still feels like it was only a year or 2 ago that I was there. But then I realized what feels like years was actually centuries ago.
What about your hometown? Do you know if it's still there?
I doubt it. When the Renans invaded, the world as I knew it changed overnight. Even if the place is still there physically, I expect the people will be long gone. Certainly everyone I knew, at least. My family, my friends.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I have no home to return to either. No family waiting for me. I used to curse my bad luck that I'd ever been born a mage in the first place. Otherwise, if I hadn't, maybe my mother and father would still be alive today. Although if that had been the case, I guess I'd probably still be just another slave with no means to resist. I'd never have met up with you guys, that's for sure.
Have you learned to embrace your powers yet?
Nuh-uh. I resent them a little less than before, though. They've kept me alive this long, right? I try not to think about it too much. After all, who can predict what the future will hold? I guess what I'm trying to say is that with everything that's happened in your past, finding out you're the Sovereign and all, it's no wonder you're conflicted. Heck, honestly, I think anyone would be.
Rinwell.
First it was Shion, then it was me, and now it's you. All of us suffering, just because of some power we never even asked for.
Yeah. All this time you were suffering right in front of me, and I never even knew. I feel like I finally understand what you and Shion were going through.
You couldn't have known. Still, if you want to make it up to her, shouldn't we hurry it up and rescue her already? Poor Shion must be lonely, all by herself wherever she is.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get going.
Alphen, are we gonna go rescue Shion or what? What's gotten into you, man? Aren't you worried about her?
Do I even have any right to be?
If you were in my place, you'd say, to hell with all that. What do you want to do?
Sounds like me. Pretending I have all the answers is kind of my forte.
Come on, man. Snap out of it. This isn't like you. Look, I get it. You finally remember your past, only to feel like you've lost yourself again. You're in shock, and who wouldn't be? Worse still, you blame yourself for what happened. And yeah, I don't agree, but that doesn't mean I don't understand either. But here's the thing. None of that's got anything to do with Shion.
I guess.
It's about Naori, isn't it? Look, you're still here, aren't you? Who's to say this chick isn't alive and kicking out there somewhere, too? Fine, I've said my piece. The thing is, though, where does this leave Shion?
My power consumed me once already. I left behind a path of fire and destruction. And the same thing could happen again. I can't guarantee anyone's safety, including Shion's.
So you think we might get burned up because of your sovereign powers? I can think of worse ways to go. Come on, fight this thing! What happened to the guy who talked to me after my dad died? The one who cared enough to reach out and save me? That's the guy I was proud to follow. Not this faltering imposter who's taken his place.
Law.
No, I'm serious. What's gotten into you, man? Just give me the word and I'll beat some sense into you if that's what it takes. Now, I'm gonna ask you this once and only once. Are you serious about rescuing Shion or not? What's it gonna be, Alphen?
What do you think? Of course I want to rescue her. Hell, I'd do it right now if I could.
So then quit griping and do it already!
Listen, you're probably right about all this.
Alphen.
It's exactly like you said. Whatever happened in my past has nothing to do with Shion. But there's still so much that There I go again. So much for the inspiring Alphen of old.
He could be a pain sometimes. Besides, even a hero has to let the cracks show once in a while, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Just give me a little more time to fill in the cracks. And thanks, Law.
Hey, don't even mention it. You've totally got this, Alphen. I believe in you.
Back to the inn, I guess.
Alphen! There you are!
What is it?
Zeugles, that's what! They're almost at the village gates!
Any closer and they'll be house hunting. I knew we shouldn't have cut through their territory.
That sounds bad.
Can you fight? No shame in bowing out if you're not up for it.
Kisara's right. You don't want to go overdoing it.
I'm up for it.
Really?
You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. It's now or never, right?
Alphen, right! Great to have you back! Now let's do this!
Look sharp, people. If we don't act fast, they're going to get into the village.
Right. We need to hurry.
Remember, if the pain's too much...
We've all got our own pain to deal with. I'm done letting others pick up my slack.
Here they come! We can't let even a single one through!
There's a firm no-Zoogle policy.
Fine by me. Let's get to work then.
May 1,000 gales carry you to track! Gusty nails! Firmament render!
I'll smash you!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the pummeling to me! No, I won't give in.
Divine Stream!
This one's mine!
Firmament Render! Arrow Fall!
Ready to go!
No further!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Anything in armor is open! Tiger Blade!
Arrow Squall! May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds! Gusty Nail!
Alphen, you okay?
I'm fine. This pain thing really hurts, huh?
But hey, at least you're still alive.
It wouldn't be called pain if it was pleasant. It can be pretty useful, though. It's good motivation to improve and get stronger.
Guess I've got a lot of room to improve in that regard.
Anyway, I'm glad we could protect the village, especially after everything they've done for us.
Yeah.
You know, Thistleum kind of reminds me of home. The people here have hidden themselves away out of the fear of being found, always watching their backs. Though in the end, home was destroyed anyway.
That won't happen here.
Oh? Is that a hint of fighting spirit I sense?
Yeah. I won't lie. Some of these memories will take a while to process. But I've learned something too. My rage, this fury I feel at our so-called rulers, it comes from having so much of myself stripped away from me back then. Friends, family, home. They took everything from me, and left me with nothing but guilt. I was completely alone. At least that's what I thought. But not anymore. Since I awakened, I've met people who I care about. Friends who hold me up. Friends who make me feel like I'm worth something. And I won't lose that. Not ever again. I'll protect those bonds with everything I have. That's why I need to keep fighting.
But Xion comes first.
Of course. First we rescue Xion, then we defeat Volron, and liberate Dana. Everyone, will you fight with me?
Say the word and I'm there.
Certainly no objections.
Then it's agreed. Our next stop will be the capital, Pelegion. According to the villagers, there's a huge cliff separating Thistleum from the capital. Luckily for us, there's a path we can use to climb up.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
We don't know what lies ahead. We should prepare well before we venture forth.
Yeah, can't exactly fight at the top of your game when you're hungry.
Good point. Let's stop by the inn and plan our next move from there. Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Did we really just spend that much money?
By the way, how is Mahavar doing? Wait, don't tell me we still haven't found him.
It's not like we haven't been looking. I've covered the whole length and breadth of the coast, but...
All of the other crew members are accounted for, including us. But we weren't able to find Mahavar. He's still missing.
I see.
Perhaps he couldn't bring himself to abandon the ship.
You mean at the bottom of the ocean? Damn it.
We don't know that it sank. We all washed up on the same shore. If the ship went down, isn't it strange we haven't come across a single piece of debris?
Do you think he might still be alive somewhere out there?
I think stranger things have happened. Whether he's alive or otherwise, we've exhausted all the avenues available to us. All we can do now is press on ahead.
Fine, let's get going.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Let's see what's going on around here.
Yeah, there might be someone who could use our help. You're saying we should check the owl forest? I think Hoodle senses an owl around here.
I'll do my best!
Vanquish darkness!
Their arts were interrupted!
Firmament's Render! If they rush you, you gotta jump for cover, okay?
Not today!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it! Going in!
Firmament Render!
Tiger Blade!
Now we're not...
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Going in!
Firmament Render! Arrow Claw!
Make it rain!
In an instant! Impact Claw!
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked up a sweat.
No backing down!
Falling star!
Firmament Render! Are those arms even natural? Gusty nail!
This one's mine!
Tiger Blade! Denied!
Take this!
Piercing Roar!
Sonic Thrust! Sword Rain Alpha!
Firmament
Make it
Ranger!
rain!
I'm ready to retreat!
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Demon Fang!
Arrow Squall!
Eternal
Vanquish
Devastation!
darkness!
Double Demon Fang!
Time to shine!
Divine Strength!
Plasma Shock! Hurricane Missile!
Armor won't save you!
Firmament Ranger!
This one's mine!
Arrow Squall! Vanquish darkness!
Here I come!
Divine Strength!
No escape!
Light up!
Sword
Make
Rain
it rain!
Alpha!
I'm
Rain
ready to
Slash!
go!
I can feel my power growing!
Man, this place is thick with foliage.
I know. It feels like we're going to be swallowed up by all these plants if we stay in here.
Indeed. I much prefer the forests in Menancia myself.
Not that I don't agree, but maybe now...
It's on!
Time to shine!
Try hard! Not today!
Firmament Ranger!
Raging Loom!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Heal!
Here goes! Firmament Ranger!
Show thy mystic mercy! Blow away! No further!
Hurricane Thrust!
Firmament Ranger!
Lake of the abyssal deep!
Arrow Squall!
Bestow thy mystic mercy!
May a thousand gales carry your breath!
In an instant! Impact Block!
Benediction light!
Hit! Firmament Ranger! Eagle Assault! Not in your dreams! Firmament Ranger! Arrow
Not
Squall!
today! Sonic Thrust!
Vanquish darkness!
Crush! Eternal Devastation! Double Demon Fang!
Benediction
Chinese Supernova!
I'm on a roll now!
Pierce through!
Don't get careless.
Hi, Hoodle!
The power of light! I got you!
Firmament Ranger! Arrow Squall!
Take out the legs with my shield!
Lunarongo!
Guardian
It's
Field!
time.
I'm ready to go! Eagle
Chinese Supernova! Thunder Field!
This one's all mine!
This one's mine!
May a thousand gales carry
Make
your
it
breath!
rain!
One keeps... Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Hit! Twinkle!
Now I'm in the
Rising
groove!
Wyvern!
Dance in the wind! Air drop! Dark Field!
Tiger Blade! I feel sprightlier than before.
Little help!
Eat dirt!
Air thrust!
Snappy!
Stay away from my friend!
Lightning
You're
Orb!
mine! Tear!
Chinese
Voice
Supernova!
Blast!
Thunder Field!
Right!
Firmament Ranger!
Eagle Assault!
Shining...
Rinwell!
It's nothing. I'm alright.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Just the top!
Firmament Ranger!
Tiger Blade!
Arrow Squall! May a thousand gales tear you to shreds!
Eagle Assault!
Gusty nail!
Ready to go! Going down! You're off!
Dark wind!
Firmament Ranger!
Sonic Thrust!
Arrow Squall!
All good things come to me.
This one's mine!
Hey, any... anyone else think this might be a touch too dangerous?
Ridwell's right. We should fall back to regroup and try again later. An opponent like this should be easy.
Firmament Render!
Eat dirt!
That freaking does it!
Arrow Squall!
Begin! Take this! Your mark! Resonate with the earth!
Dance in the
Stalagmite!
wind! Field! More for the
Resonate
sunlight.
with the earth! Can't get out of this!
Not on my watch!
Resonate with the earth!
Demon Fang!
Stalagmite!
Demon Fang!
More where that came
Not
from.
today!
Benediction light!
Shining Supernova! Dance in the wind!
Resonate with the
I'll be
earth!
saving
Stalagmite!
Oh, magic is Field!
Can you take it?
More for the
Does it
sunlight.
hurt? Your mark!
Time to let it rip.
Azure Storm!
I'll face you!
Double Demon Fang!
What?
Thunder Field!
Demon Fang!
Benediction light!
Go for
Finish it!
Air Thrust! Eat that one! Magic
Benediction
Defender!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
What's this thing?
Hi, Hoodle! Lightning Orb! Ready! Firmament Render!
Neptunian Pact! I shall seal you where you stand! Show thy mystic mercy!
Vanquish Darkness! Divine Streak!
Raging
Firmament
Lunar
Render!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And the
Arrow
pummeling
Squall!
Do it!
I'm on a roll!
Demon Fang!
May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds! Gusty Nail!
Dragasonic Thrust!
Denied! No further!
Firmament Render!
Bestow thy mystic
Arrow
mercy!
Squall! May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds! Gusty Nail!
I'm ready! More! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Ouch! Can I get a little healing over here?
Alas, we appear to be out at present.
Let's see what you've got.
It's on!
Firmament Render!
This one's mine!
Beckons into
May
everlasting
1,000
darkness.
gales tear you to
Negative gate.
shreds!
Resonate with the
Gusty
earth.
Nail! Firmament Render!
Green bathed in
Arrow
blood.
Squall!
Rending you a bloody shouldn't have messed with me.
Rising Wyvern!
Vanquish Darkness!
Azure Storm! Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
Firmament Render!
Could be a bit here for us. I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Dark
Firmament Render!
The tempest engulfs you!
Arrow Squall!
Ready to go! Clear I'm on the path!
Dragon Swarm! This one's mine!
Fade with darkness!
Eagle Assault! Tear! Slice!
Divine Streak!
Fairy Circle! I really owe you one.
Watch it! Take this!
One last one!
Whirling snap!
Here's another!
Rending you apart!
Looks like we got them all.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
It's important to get your rest.
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little?
You're still awake?
I've always been something of a night owl. Ever since back when I was someone's property. Turning in for the night only made the next day come quicker. I wasn't in any great rush.
Sorry.
What about yourself? Care to share something from before I knew you? You were part of a mage clan, right? Must have been handy being able to rely on magic for everything.
Hardly. In fact, not at all. Magic's not so special when you're not allowed to use it. Always scared of who might be watching?
Right. Sorry about that. I guess I've read too many fairy tales.
We were still made to study it every day. It doesn't make any sense if you think about it, studying the very thing you're being persecuted for. But that's what we did, just like our parents and their parents before them. Honestly, I don't even know how far back it goes.
If memory serves, mages have been the stuff of legend for ages. Even as far back as 3 centuries ago, they were myths. Your people were persecuted even before the Renans got here.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the less it makes sense though. I mean, it was astral arts that let the Renans dominate Dana, right? Why didn't mages end up being the rulers of Dana then?
Maybe they tried, but they just didn't have the numbers. Or maybe domination just wasn't something they were interested in. Have you ever considered it might have been something like that?
I guess I haven't.
I wonder why magic alone attracted the attention it did. Swords can be just as lethal in the right hands. Why not ban them?
My best guess? Swordsmanship can be learned by anyone. Magic's more of an exclusive club.
So, you either have the gift or you don't. When something's not easily obtainable, it's hard to comprehend. People are scared of what they don't understand. And fear leads to persecution. So the problem's not magic. It could just as easily have been anything.
Yeah. Night, everyone! Another day, another Gald.
Feels like I'm melting.
Calaglia was pretty hot, but at least the air there was dry. Out here, it feels like I'm trying to walk through thick soup.
I can hardly breathe, it's so stuffy. And don't get me started on the insects. You hanging in there, Hoodle?
It's brutal, all right. I can feel my energy being drained away just by walking. All this vegetation makes it hard to keep an eye out. Keep your wits about you, everyone. And watch you don't keel over while you're at it.
What's needed at times like these is a relaxing hot spring. That would soon help us adjust.
And where do you expect us to find one of those?
What about you, Alphen? All that gear, and you hardly seem to be breaking a sweat.
Yeah, I guess when you've lived a life devoid of pain for as long as I have, even feeling hot and bothered could be a welcome change.
Well, lucky you, I guess. Just don't expect us to carry you when you pass out.
Thistlein was founded by Danans fleeing the tyranny of Renan lords, right? But when you first came, they must have known Dohalim was Renan. So why do you think they let us in?
They almost didn't. But it wasn't just Dohalim they were wary of. They didn't trust any of us.
Even the weird Danans just like them?
When you live life in constant fear of being pursued, it's only a matter of time before all outsiders start to seem a potential threat.
I suppose that makes sense. So how did you convince them to trust us?
You saw how destitute the village was. They needed food, badly. We hunted some Zeugles for them. That seemed to do the trick.
Of course, a little magic-assisted roast didn't hurt things.
Never underestimate a full stomach's ability to put a person at ease. It turns out a hearty meal can be a powerful weapon. It's important to get your rest. Done. This is sure to give the others some much-needed energy.
Good night, everyone. Well, off we go.
Right, here goes! Strike! It's over! Dragon Swarm! Dragon Swarm! Corrosive Fury! Eagle Assault! You're mine! You're finished! Take this! Strike! I'm not done! Megasonic Thrust! Here! You're mine! Strike! It's on! Void Flash! You picked the wrong fight!
These fists have got your name on them!
I'm not
I'm
done!
on a roll!
Strike!
Now!
Oh! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
With this, I can become even stronger!
Let's see what you've got.
Firmament Ranger! Arrow Squall! Vanquish Darkness!
Eagle Assault!
Firmament Ranger! Arrow Squall! Gusty Nail! Firmament Ranger!
In an instant! Impact Block!
Benediction Light.
Firmament Ranger! Arrow Squall!
Benediction Light.
Sonic Thrust!
Firmament
Also
Ranger!
being interrupted.
Double Demon Phase!
Arrow Squall!
Raging Lunar Storm.
May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds!
Benediction Light.
Gusty Nail!
We did it!
Everyone, get back! It's too
Double
dangerous!
Demon Phase! Demon Phase! Double Demon Phase! Savage Roar!
Divine Streak! May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds!
Do it!
Gusty
Demon
Nail!
Phase! Taloned Hurricane!
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
It's on!
You picked the wrong fight!
Begin! What?
Raging Storm! Firmament Ranger!
Frickin' does it! Resonate with the earth!
Arrow Squall! May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds! Gusty Nail!
Show thy mystic mercy! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Eat this!
Firmament Ranger!
Eagle Assault!
Arrow Squall! May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds! Gusty Nail! May 1,000 magic Kazam!
I'm ready!
Sweet dreams!
On your knees! Swallow dance! Air pressure! Tear you apart! Resonate with the earth!
Arrow Squall!
Finish it! Oh! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
There's always room for improvement.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Can't get out of this!
It's on!
I'll smash you!
Firmament Ranger!
Benediction Light.
Arrow Squall! May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds!
I'm ready!
Double me! In an instant! Impact block!
Firmament Render!
That frickin' does it!
Arrow Squall! May 1,000 gales carry
These
you to
fists
shreds!
have got your name on them!
Gusty Nail!
This one's mine!
Arrow Squall!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Now I'm in the groove!
Firmament Render!
Sonic
Arrow
throw!
Squall! May 1,000 gales carry you to shreds!
Resonate with the earth!
Firmament Render! Arrow Squall! Blah blah blah! Gusty Nail! You get the drift!
Look sharp!
Lightning tiger blade!
I managed to pull through.
Ho ho ho! Ho ho ho!
You're saying we should check the Owl Forest?
Right, here goes!
Do you require a hand?
I'm on it! What?
Blast the
Swallow
shot!
dance! Take this!
Firmament Render!
Orochi's fury!
Arrow Squall! May 1,000 gales carry you to shreds! Gusty Nail!
Ripping you apart! Bloody howling!
Finish it! No!
Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade!
Looks like we won.
What's up?
Once we get to the mountain, the terrain won't be easy. We should rest up here before pressing on.
But what about Shion? She's waiting for us.
All the more reason to conserve our energy.
Huh?
It's not only the mountain. Hard though that may be, it's a pittance compared to what follows. Namely Volron. We wear ourselves out now, or worse still, get injured. We might as well show up gift-wrapped. Right, Kisara?
That's right. Besides, Alphen still hasn't fully recuperated yet.
I'm fine. Don't stop on my account.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, it's me who wants to take a rest for a while. Does that suit you better?
A little bit.
So, Alphen, 300 years, huh? Care to share the secret to such a long and healthy life?
I wish I knew. Once I left Lenegis, the next thing I remember is waking up in Calaglia. Everything in between is a blank.
You mean there are still gaps in your memory?
I've heard of starships with devices that can stave off imminent death by putting their passenger into a deep sleep. They're usually only intended as a temporary solution, until proper treatment for an ailment or injury can be obtained.
You think he might have been asleep in that starship for 300 years? But why? What would be the point?
Might this Naori have had a hand in it?
What do you mean?
If she's Renin like you say she is, she would have understood how to operate the starship better than yourself.
You're saying she deliberately put me to sleep for 300 years?
Dohalim, that's a bit of a leap.
Forgive me. I spoke out of turn. I'm merely thinking aloud, that's all. Shion and the maiden Naori. After 300 years, it's not unreasonable to suspect they may be related. Shion is nearly the perfect image of her, yes? She also just so happens to be connected to you. Is it merely a coincidence?
Like I've told you a million times already, I wouldn't know.
Well, if you're absolutely certain that it couldn't have been Naori, then I guess I must have been mistaken. Complicated machinery can sometimes break down or have failures. Sorry for being presumptuous.
Hold on a sec. Alphen, you said the mask was to placate you, right? To keep your guilt and rage in check? And you were wearing it the whole time you were asleep, right?
I guess I must have been.
So that's 300 years you were wearing it. It's just a hunch, but do you think that the mask might be...
The reason he lost all his memories?
All but a select few strong ones, so deeply ingrained in his psyche that he saw them in the form of dreams. It's not completely out of the question.
In which case, maybe it was the mask numbing his sense of pain, too.
It's certainly possible. As for how, I wouldn't know, but the dampening effect on his psyche could have manifested itself physically as well.
I'm sorry for snapping at you back there. It's thanks to you that I feel like that we're finally getting somewhere with all this.
No apologies necessary. Reading others' feelings has never been my strong suit.
So he finally admits it.
I really hope Shion's okay.
I get why you're concerned. But if you don't rest when you can, you're going to regret it.
She's right. We need...
Done. This is sure to give the others some much-needed energy.
Alone. I'm all alone.
Let's go. We don't want to keep Shion waiting.